From the grandeur of transatlantic liners to today's floating cities, ships have long been more than mere vessels. They are keepers of stories, carriers of ambition, and gateways to new horizons. They have served as sanctuaries for explorers, homes for those drawn to the rhythm of the sea, and stages where human ingenuity meets the vastness of the ocean. No longer just a means of travel, modern cruise ships have become destinations. In their own right, seamlessly blending luxury, entertainment, and movement. Over time, the tradition of performance at sea has transformed, embracing artistic innovations that once seemed impossible on the open ocean. Among these, ice shows stand as a striking testament to this evolution, where athleticism and artistry converge on a frozen stage, adrift in the middle of the sea. As a figure skater at sea, I live this paradox firsthand, balancing the weight of tradition with the pulse of innovation. Between the ever-moving stage, the groundbreaking technology that makes these performances possible, and the challenges of adapting our craft to an unpredictable environment, this video will delve into what it truly means to perform and to live on a cruise ship. 1. First day aboard the Mariner of the Seas. It started with a strange, almost imperceptible shift under my feet as I stepped onto the Mariner of the Seas for the first time. I had my luggage in one hand, my fiancé by my side, and a stack of paperwork that seemed endless. The ship's hallways smelled of fresh paint and salt air, a mix of something new and something timeless. The cool metal under my feet, the distant hum of the engines, the low chatter of crew members passing by in their pressed uniforms, everything carried a sense of motion, of transition. This was the start of something I had long envisioned. In fact, performing skating on cruise ships, it had existed in my mind like a dream frozen in time, a quiet, persistent wish that had nestled itself in the back of my thoughts since childhood. I had imagined this moment 1,000 times, walking through the corridors of a cruise ship. The knowledge that I would soon be gliding on an ice rink in the middle of the ocean, filling me with anticipation. And yet, reality always has its own way of unfolding. The first few hours blurred together in a whirlwind of bureaucracy and logistics. Crew IDs, safety protocols, cabin assignments, all essential yet overwhelming details that marked my transition from guest to crew member. I learned how to navigate the labyrinthine back corridors, memorized which staircases led where, and quickly understood that the ship had its own hidden world, separate from the elegant decks and pools where passengers lounged in the sun. But it wasn't until I stepped into Studio B for the first time that everything truly hit me. I stood in the heart of this massive vessel, staring at an ice rink that shouldn't exist here, and yet there it was. A gleaming surface, waiting to be carved by blades, surrounded by rows of empty seats that would soon be filled with expectant faces. I took a slow breath, absorbing the moment. The low hum of the refrigeration units keeping the ice stable, the way the arena lights cast a glow over the rink, the faint smell of sharpened skates. It all felt both familiar and surreal. This was it. My childhood dream, that quiet fantasy of being there, had crossed the threshold from imagination to reality. It wasn't like the dramatic moments I had imagined. No sweeping cinematic score playing in my head. No revelatory pause as I took it all in. Instead, it was quieter, more personal, an internal tremor, the kind you feel when something significant is beginning, even if you can't quite grasp its shape yet. And as I laced up my skates for the first time on this floating stage, I realized that this journey, one filled with movement, adaptation, and performance, was only just beginning. 2. From ocean liners to floating theaters, a legacy of cruise entertainment. Entertainment at sea has undergone a dramatic transformation, evolving from simple onboard amusements to high-tech, immersive productions rivaling those found in world-class theaters. The journey from early transatlantic liners to today's floating entertainment hubs tells a fascinating story of innovation, ambition, and the ever-growing desire to captivate audiences in unexpected ways. The early days, a world of elegance and simplicity. In the early 20th century, ocean liners were symbols of luxury and grandeur, catering to an elite clientele traveling between Europe and the Americas. Entertainment at sea was largely about elegance, charm, and tradition. There were no large-scale productions or high-tech effects, just an intimate atmosphere designed to provide moments of leisure between ports. These ships set the stage for early onboard entertainment, albeit in a vastly different form than what exists today. Ballrooms and orchestras. Passengers waltzed to live classical music, dressed in their finest evening wear as bands played in grand ballrooms. Cabaret performances. Small theatrical acts and intimate music recitals provided refined distractions for long voyages. Reading salons and lectures. Cultural enrichment came in the form of readings and discussions, appealing to well-educated travelers seeking intellectual stimulation. The 1970s, the birth of the modern cruise industry. The transformation of cruise entertainment began in the 1970s, as companies shifted their focus from transportation to leisure. With the introduction of larger and more luxurious vessels, cruise lines competed to offer the most extravagant experiences, leading to an entertainment arms race that continues today. The rise of dedicated cruise vacations meant that ships were no longer just a means to cross the ocean. They were becoming destinations, or let's say big malls in themselves. Broadway-style productions. Inspired by the success of Las Vegas and Broadway, cruise lines introduced stage shows featuring singing, dancing, and elaborate costumes, nightclubs and casinos. Ships began incorporating nightlife venues, appealing to younger and more entertainment-driven travelers. Celebrity guest performances. Musicians, comedians, and magicians were invited to perform, bringing a touch of Hollywood glamour to the high seas. Haute couture shops and famous brands collaborations. As cruise lines sought to elevate their onboard experience, they turned to the world of high fashion. Luxury boutiques featuring haute couture houses such as Chanel, Dior, and Hermès began appearing on the most exclusive ships, offering passengers access to high-end shopping at sea. This era also saw the rise of collaborations between renowned fashion designers and cruise lines, with limited edition collections, exclusive runway shows, and designer uniforms for crew members. 1999, the game changer, ice rinks at sea. In 1999, Royal Caribbean revolutionized cruise entertainment with the launch of Studio B, the first ever ice rink at sea aboard the Voyager of the seas. This groundbreaking innovation pushed the boundaries of what was possible on a cruise ship, introducing a spectacle that had never been attempted before: figure skating performances on a moving vessel. Skaters and engineers worked together to adjust to conditions, modifying techniques and ice preparation strategies to ensure smooth performances. Bringing an ice rink onto a cruise ship was no small feat. Engineers faced significant challenges in ensuring a stable, skatable surface. Refrigeration technology. A state-of-the-art cooling system was installed to keep the ice solid despite warm ocean climates and fluctuating humidity levels. Shock absorption. The ship's constant movement meant that the ice had to be reinforced to prevent cracks from forming. Adaptable ice maintenance. Unlike land-based arenas, which maintain a consistent temperature, Studio B required frequent adjustments based on external conditions. The impact of ice shows on the cruise industry. The introduction of ice shows had a profound effect on the cruise entertainment landscape. What was once a novelty quickly became a hallmark and an exclusivity of Royal Caribbean's entertainment portfolio, with each new ship featuring enhanced versions of the rink, incorporating cutting-edge lighting, projection mapping, and advanced stage effects, drawing passengers eager to witness professional skaters perform breathtaking routines in the middle of the ocean. Redefining onboard entertainment. Ice shows offered a unique alternative to traditional theatre performances, blending athleticism with artistry. Influencing competitors. Seeing the success of Studio B, other cruise lines, such as MSC and Norwegian Cruise Line, began exploring new forms of entertainment, including aqua shows, drone performances, and aerial acrobatics. Elevating production value. The success of ice rinks pushed cruise lines to invest in more elaborate productions, with custom-designed theaters, interactive performances, and immersive audience experiences becoming the norm. The evolution of cruise entertainment is a testament to human ingenuity and the pursuit of wonder. From simple ballroom dances to Broadway productions, acrobatic performances, and skating shows, the industry has continuously reinvented itself, proving that even at sea, the stage knows no limits. 3. Behind the curtain, inside, ice under the big top. As I laced up my skates in Studio B for the first time, I couldn't help but feel the weight of its history. This was no ordinary rink. It was a stage that had hosted generations of skaters, each cast contributing to its legacy. Performing in ice under the big top was more than just executing choreography. It was about bringing the magic of the circus to life on ice. As a pair skater, my role went beyond my own technique. I had to create seamless lifts, spins, and throws with my partner, ensuring that our movements were not just precise, but expressive enough to convey the show's theatricality. From the moment the lights dimmed to the grand finale, the show transported the audience into a whimsical world where the boundaries between circus acts and figure skating dissolved. It wasn't just about performing jumps and spins, it was about embodying characters, embracing the rhythm of the music, and becoming part of an immersive spectacle. The production itself is a technical and artistic challenge. Each skater played multiple roles, transforming from dancers to clowns, from animal-inspired performers to elegant circus artists, all within the span of an hour. The transitions between characters were rapid, requiring precise timing, seamless costume changes, and a commitment to the performance's narrative. Unlike competitive figure skating, where the focus is primarily on athleticism and technical difficulty, ice under the big top demanded a unique blend of skating skill and theatrical expression. Skaters had to embody different personas, whether it was a mischievous clown, a daring trapeze artist on skates, or a mysterious fortune teller gliding effortlessly across the ice. Expressive acting was just as crucial as technical elements. Eye contact with the audience, exaggerated facial expressions, and full body movement brought the circus theme to life. Every skater had a role to play beyond just executing jumps and spins. This was about storytelling on ice, making the audience believe in the fantasy unfolding before them. The illusion of seamless storytelling was made possible by an intricate system of rapid costume changes. Unlike in competitive skating, where a single costume is designed for a routine, performers in Ice Under the Big Top had to transition between multiple roles within minutes. Some changes had to happen in as little as 20 seconds, meaning every performer had to master the art of fast-paced transitions while staying focused on their next entrance. Behind the scenes, dressers were stationed to assist, sometimes with multiple crew members helping a single skater slip into a new costume in the blink of an eye. To facilitate this, costumes were designed with efficiency in mind. Velcro fastenings replaced traditional buttons and zippers to allow for quick removals. Pre-layered outfits enabled performers to pull off a top layer and instantly reveal a new character underneath. Hidden zippers and magnetic closures allowed for seamless, lightning-fast changes between scenes. 4. Adapting to an ever-shifting stage. The technicalities of skating at sea choreography designed for ship conditions. Skating on a moving surface presents a set of challenges that no amount of land-based training can fully prepare you for. As a pair skater, the complexity doubles. Not only do I need to adjust my own balance, but I must also synchronize every movement with my partner, anticipating the ship's rhythm together. Unlike traditional ice shows, where skaters perform on a stable rink, ice shows had to be choreographed with the unpredictability of the ocean in mind. The ice surface could be affected by the ship's motion, requiring constant adjustments during rehearsals. Despite the challenges, the goal was to make the performance feel effortless, ensuring that passengers never noticed the subtle adjustments happening on stage. To ensure safety, certain elements were tailored for stability. Jumps were kept lower on rough sea days, reducing the risk of unsteady landings. Spins were controlled to maintain balance, with deeper knee bends compensating for unexpected tilts. Footwork sequences were designed with wide, stable movements to adapt to the ship's shifts. Despite the challenges, the goal was to make the performance feel effortless, ensuring that passengers never noticed the subtle adjustments happening on stage. Ship movement affects balance. Even in calm waters, a cruise ship is never completely motionless. Skaters learn to anticipate the ship's rhythm, adjusting their edges and posture to compensate for the subtle shifts beneath them. Jump takeoffs, lifts, and landings require adaptation. Standard figure skating jumps demand precise timing, but at sea, even a slight roll of the ship can alter a takeoff, making landings unpredictable. Rehearsals include motion training. For 3 weeks, rehearsals were a mix of choreography, timing, and unexpected adjustments. Every skater in the cast had their own adaptation method. Some relied on core strength. Others adjusted their knee bend or think about Plan B regarding tricks. By the time opening night arrived, we were no longer just skaters. We had become performers of the sea. 5. Working with a global crew and responsibilities beyond performing. One of the most striking aspects of life on a cruise ship is the incredible diversity of the crew. With over 100 crew members from dozens of nationalities, the ship operates like a floating city where languages, traditions, and personal histories intertwine. What makes cruise life so unique is the bond that forms between crew members from vastly different backgrounds and all coming together to create something larger than themselves. Indeed, behind the scenes, life is a well-orchestrated ballet of organization, hard work, and collaboration. A cruise ship functions 24/7, with different departments operating like the gears of a massive machine. Hospitality teams ensure that cabins are pristine, meals are served to perfection, and guests feel at home. Engineers and deck officers monitor the ship's mechanical and navigational systems to ensure smooth sailing. Entertainment teams, including musicians, dancers, and skaters, bring the ship's nightly spectacles to life. Security personnel and medical staff ensure the safety and well-being of everyone on board. Responsibilities beyond performing. Beyond our performances, skaters take on additional duties that contribute to the onboard experience. Unlike on land, where performers focus solely on their craft, cruise ship contracts involve multiple roles. For example, Studio B isn't just a performance venue, it's also an attraction for passengers. Many guests are fascinated by pair skating, often asking about the level of trust and precision required to execute lifts, tricks, throws, or backflips on such a small ice surface. As cast members, we help distribute skates and ensure guests find the right fit. Provide basic skating tips to beginners. Supervise the rink, making sure all passengers skate safely. Weekly safety drills. As crew members, we are responsible for more than just entertainment. We are also part of the ship's emergency response system. These drills are critical. In a real emergency, every crew member has a designated role, from guiding guests to safety zones to assisting with medical needs. Training is rigorous because at sea, preparedness is key. Each week, all crew participate in mandatory safety drills, preparing for scenarios such as fire, safety, and evacuation procedures, guest assistance during emergencies, familiarization with lifeboat and life raft protocols, guest assistance. At any moment, we might be called upon to assist guests in ways that go beyond skating. Whether it's answering questions about ship amenities, helping someone navigate the hallways, or even providing directions to shore excursions, crew members are expected to be approachable and helpful. Sometimes, unexpected moments happen, like helping a nervous guest overcome their fear of stepping onto the ice or assisting a fellow crew member who needs support. These small interactions make life on board special, creating connections that transcend nationalities and backgrounds. Life on a cruise ship is an amazing paradox, fast-paced yet timeless, structured yet unpredictable. Every show, rehearsal, side work, experiences, and every interaction leaves an imprint, shaping an experience that extends far beyond the rink. It is all about adapting, embracing the unexpected, and finding harmony between movement and motion. The friendships formed, the adrenaline of the stage, the hum of the ship beneath my feet, all of it is part of a greater story, one that continues to evolve. But this is only the beginning. Each aspect of this unique experience, the legacy of cruise entertainment, the challenges of performing on a moving surface, the intricacies of life as a crew member, and the artistry behind every show deserves a closer look. In the next Wanderlust articles, I will dive deeper into these details, uncovering the history, the mechanics, and the hidden realities that shape the world of figure skating at sea.